Well, I've already filmed a few lessons in democracy or democracy-related videos that are scheduled strategically to come out at a different time. Again, when I do things like this, it's as if I had an audience on YouTube, okay? So I probably don't have anybody that really watches, listens, and attempts to understand my videos. And if they do, they certainly aren't commenting on it. I wanted to say that I understand the logic of Trudeau resigning based on popularity. And I don't think there's a resemblance between... And this is the nonsense of thinking about parties and politics in part, right? And just generalizing, just black and white, ridiculous, non-evidence-based thinking. But I don't think there's similarities between Trudeau and Carney. In fact, there might be more similarities between Carney and Poilievre. And the reason for that is that, their programming is mostly economics, right? Trudeau had a variety of maybe knowledge, skill sets, and life experiences that are very different than the other two. But again, this is not what I want to debate in this video, but I want to say that the fact that he resigned to kind of really support the Liberals is in big part what gave success to the Liberals. But the thing is the other parties, if they would have done that last year, and there's a lot of videos where I recommend the other parties would have done that, is if Conservatives would have gotten rid of Poilievre. Nobody really wants this job, though. And if the Greens would have gotten rid of Elizabeth May, and if the NDP would have gotten rid of Singh, they would have done very differently in these elections. Very, very differently. It would have been a totally different, parallel universe happening. Of course, they would have had to do that before Trudeau resigned. And Trudeau might have resigned even earlier if they would have done it. So just keep in mind that there's a lot about personalities that people vote for, because a lot of people don't really make attempts to try to get to know their local candidates. And in a way, that's understandable, because sometimes, as much as their local candidates intends to be the voice of their territory, their electorate or their constituents is they don't always succeed when parties are big, right? Like, for example, Poilievre right now is not allowing a lot of other voices to come out. And I can't even think of anybody else other than Singh that I know I've heard about in the NDP. And also the Greens. I mean, there's a couple of younger guys, but I'm sad to say I'm noticing these younger guys appear to be clones of Elizabeth May, and that's not good either. So I think you need to let individuals shine. Each party needs to let individuals shine. No domestication involved. Like, don't try to be politically correct or be vague with answers until after the election. I think it would make a big difference if somebody was fully transparent, had a totally different approach or personality. And again, I don't see this happening within any parties. So I think about that. I mean, you might almost start like a no-name party and then eventually separate everybody into independents later.